other people record? Do they, because I don't usually, when I do a Sim Shalom, I do it on my own, but.
Yeah, it usually gets recorded because there are people that sometimes listen to it.
Okay,
later.
then I'll hit record. Hello.
Hello?
She said, and it stuck.
Uh-oh.
That's weird. There we go.
There you go. And then we all get this little thing. Do you know it's recording? Yes, we do. Got it.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, one more thing. Oh, I forgot to put the restream chat. One more thing. I don't do it on mine because for some reason I can't seem to get away from Rabbi Steve. Hi, Ziona, how are y'all?
Hanging in there. I got some
How is everybody?
better than I'm doing right now. I got some disturbing medical tests and I'm still waiting for the doctor to respond to tell me what to do.
Well, we say prayers for you all the time. Behold how good and how pleasant it is when all of us dwell together in unity. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Ellen, would you, Ellen Rose, you're the only Ellen here today. Would would you read the Havat Olam, please?
Thank you. Your love has embraced us always in wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad. Night and day, your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vayed. Listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Marvin, would you please read the translation at the bottom?
You shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength. Set these words which I command you on this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates.
Thank you. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Ziona, would you lead us?
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Okay, I meant the English.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Be mindful of my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Adonai, your God, is true. Mi chamocha, a Mickey Mouse. Nora tehilot, Who is like you, Adonai, among all that is worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Amy, would you read the Hashkivenu for us, please? Where did she go? Amy, did she disappear? I guess she did. Susan.
Got the English, right? Oh God, you are a consolation to your creatures, for in moments of forgetting, but we all call to mind your care and are comforted. When we hope no more, a patter in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawn gives us confidence and sleep is a friend. You are here. We fail words to say. Matov.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitgadal v'yitgadal shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yudotei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei kol Beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'al me'amaya yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpav yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadal v'yitalal shvei kudisha b'richu leila v'kol birkata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nekemata damiran be'alma v'imeru amen. Before I start the Amidah, Barbara is on, I think she's on YouTube. Yeah, she's on YouTube. She says, Shalom all, hello, Yasher Koach Marvin, and Amen.
What do you want me to do?
Thank you. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim ve'Kodnei Hakol, ve'Zoker Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem lema'an shemo be'ava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mekayeh hakol, atah rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, mekalkel ha'im bekesed, mekayeh hakol berachamim rabim, somek nofelim ve'ofer cholim, u'matir asurim, ומקיים אמונתו ולשני עפר מקמו קבע גבולות ומקדום אליו מלך במית ומקיים ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מקיים הכל. Take a moment now to say your own private prayer from your heart silently. Oh, say shalom bimava. Oh, say shalom. Alleluia, kol Yisrael. Ve'imelu, amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Oh, say shalom. Alleluia, kol Yisrael. Ve'imelu, amen. I'm not going to do a Torah reading today. Actually, what I should be doing is reading the Megillah. But, but actually, for most of you guys, Purim's over. At least this particular day of Purim is over. There's something they call Shushan Purim, which is celebrated where?
Shushan.
Also in Jerusalem, actually. And they do that tomorrow. So, walled cities, that's where they do it? Any walled city? Gosh, I live in a walled city. I actually do. And it's really funny. Friend of mine, I'm going to stop the share for a minute. Friend of mine from my former congregation who was Orthodox. And she reminded me that because I live in a retirement community, there are just under 10,000 people who live here. And there's a wall all the way around us. And we have gates and so forth. But the interesting thing is that in Orthodox communities, they make up an eruv, which is a string attached to light poles and so forth, so that they can carry stuff. That's the way they get around the walled city thing. So a woman can push a baby cart, or and a man can carry a talit bag, or a shofar, for that matter. But we came to the conclusion that this actually was a walled city that we live in. So we can drive cars here. We can. Of course, I'm not Orthodox, but that's it's just kind of a fun thing. I can come up with all kinds of reasons to be able to do a walled city. However, I don't think I'm going to be doing Shushan Purim.
Walled city. I mean, I know you're not supposed to carry, but I didn't think you were allowed to drive a car inside of a walled city.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
I didn't know that.
It's loopholes is what this is.
It sounds like.
I asked a rabbi one time, I said about the whole Isha issue. I had an Orthodox rabbi, lovely man. I adore him. He's wonderful, Chabadnik, Rabbi Marcus. And we were having, actually it was Purim. And they had a huge party in one of the clubhouses. And I went to that with a friend, and he knew I was a cantor. I was only a cantor at the time. He came over to me, he said, "Hey, sing something." I kind of looked at him like, "Are you sure?" But he was handing me a microphone. The loophole in this case is that if you sing into a microphone, it's an artificial sound and it's not called Isha.
Yeah, but was this on Shabbos?
No, it was on Purim. With any Orthodox community, even Chabad, they don't allow women to sing.
Oh,
A woman's voice is supposed to be, and often it is, seduction.
no, right.
I think men's voices are seductive. I'm not. But it's one of the reasons there are no women cantors in any Orthodox shuls. There's another story. There was a woman who did not go to shul with her friends. She stayed home on Shabbat, and she knitted. And she was doing this in a window. An Orthodox rabbi walked by and saw her and stopped. He walked up the steps and he knocked on the door and he said, "You know, I know that you're Orthodox, and I know that this, I know you're observant about things." He said, "But why are you knitting on Shabbat? It's a Shanda. You shouldn't be doing this. You should be with your friends over at the synagogue." And she said, "Well, there's a reason I don't do that. But nevertheless, you should go over there." So she did. She went over there. The women were engaged in gossip, just constant talking about other people, constantly talking about other people. And she sat there very silently, and the rabbi walked in and saw what was going on, and he went over to her and said, "Go home and knit."
So I think we're all curious. What did you actually sing when they asked you to sing, or did you?
You know what? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
Hope they
It was like 15 years ago. But I also remember another time that I was, I used to work at the Hillel at USC. And they were having a big program, and it had to do with women. But there was an Orthodox rabbi there who was a teacher at Hebrew Union College, which was right across the street. And a friend of mine and I had prepared and were going to perform a duet. And we got up and we took the microphones, and that rabbi got up and walked out. Another time, and this one will get you.
Rabbi.
Yes. Yes, Marvin.
Oh. Did he freeze? No.
I don't know. There is a synagogue. Well, it's actually a halfway house called Beit Teshuvah, here in the Los Angeles area. And when it was first starting out, it was a place where people who'd been in prison could go to start their life again, basically. Mostly it had to do with alcoholism and drug abuse. There was one fellow there who was very frum, wore the black hat and had the payas and the whole. He was probably, I think, in his late 20s. And I came in the door, and the fellow that ran the place, he wasn't a rabbi then, but he became a rabbi ultimately. And he welcomed me because he knew that he had asked me to come and sing the Misha Berach. That was a thing that they did every Shabbat. And so I came in and I got my guitar out and I started to play the Misha Berach. And this gentleman, before I started to do that, just the minute I came in carrying the guitar, he told the fellow that he said, I'm going to go for a walk now. Turns out this fellow was a child molester.
Uh-huh.
Kind of interesting. That's why he'd been in prison. The thing is, mostly with the Orthodox, and I love them, and I've been in Orthodox communities before. I love the Chabad. I have a lot of fun with some of them, not all. Some.
My young cousins were in a play, helped put on a play in an Orthodox Jewish girls' day school, and my brother and my husband were not allowed to go because they were men.
Aha.
It was the Wizard of Oz. And my cousin was Toto. And
I was wondering who played the wizard.
I honestly don't remember. It was more than 15 years ago and I don't remember. But I do remember that I had to get a ride with someone else because my brother and my husband were not allowed to attend.
So was only women allowed to attend?
Yep, only women were allowed.
Well, they couldn't have a mechitza.
They weren't allowed to hear the girls' voices in the play. And
That's it, the Kol Isha. Sure.
Right, exactly. And there wasn't any singing as far as I can. There's no singing in The Wizard of Oz unless you talk about the musical versions, and it wasn't that. So they weren't
It was
allowed.
just a play without music. But
Yeah, it was a regular, just like the movie, sort of. And yeah.
well, the movie has music in it.
Well, they didn't. Oh, yeah, I guess they did sing. Where's my brain today? Yes, they weren't allowed. The male relatives of the girls were not allowed.
They weren't allowed because of the singing.
Yeah.
The most interesting Wizard of Oz play I ever went to was in Ohio. They have a huge school for the deaf, and they put on the Wizard of Oz, and all the actors were deaf. And they had the soundtrack going, so, hearing people could hear it. But all the kids did all their lines in sign language. And, even the little tin man, how he was all stiff. Well, everybody's going, how is he going to do his lines? Well, this little hand came out and it was just barely doing like finger letters, And then as Dorothy was oiling him, he'd get a little bit more active and, and everything was in sign language. And I will never forget that play. Those kids did a wonderful job with it. That was just awesome.
Wow.
So we're probably getting way off track, aren't we? Who cares? That's fine. I think we're doing good.
Okay, let's go back to the service.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have this little menu bar down at the bottom of the page, and it just keeps moving up. I have to keep moving it back down. Aleinu l'shabeach
Lisabek latte kako
Late
latte kedula latte hereshi shalom wasanu kikike haraso velo samanu kifiko adama shalom sam kokenu kahem
Vigor aleinu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתגעים ומודים לפני מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Toby, would you please read the middle of the page there?
Sure, Rabbi. Ours is the duty to praise the All-Sovereign, to honor the artist of creation, who made us unique in human family with a destiny all our own. For this, we bend our knees and bow with gratitude before the Sovereign Almighty, Monarch of Aral, the wellspring of holiness and blessing.
Thank you. The eternal shall be one, and God's name shall be one. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. I'm saying Misha Barak today for Rivka Mishka Bat Rukel Malka. She's a friend, she's the daughter of a friend of Rabbi Karen's. Senator Dianne Feinstein. Malka Mindel Bat Sarah Leah. Representative Jamie Raskin. Sharon Cohn. Mike Lessine, Reuven Ben Pearl, Miriam Bat Esther Chava, Ziona Bat Chava, Chava Bat Elsa, Ziona's husband Tom. I need to write down the name you gave me last time. Wait a second, I gotta move something. Thomas David Ben Catherine, thank you. Where did I leave off? Moshe Lazar Ben Chana, Etta Bat Githel, Ada Bat Chanya, Rachel Bat Benjamin, Rala, Yosef Ben Albert and his family, Batya Malka Bat Perel Chaya, Menashe Ben Menachem, Roland and Judy Hansen, all COVID-19 victims, all sufferers of Guillain-Barré syndrome, all sufferers from PTSD, Turkish and Syrian people affected and injured in the earthquake. Sharon Jaffe is praying for her cousin's friend Cheryl, for Stephen Dunn, for Mr. Jimmy Carter, for Louise, Hank, Jessica, and Georgette. Ellen Rose is saying Misha Berach for all who are suffering physically and emotionally around the world. Ziona is praying for her husband, Thomas David Ben Catherine. Ellen is also praying for all Sim Shalomers in need of refuah shalema. Rabbi Elias, do you have anyone?
No, no names for me except for my granny Franny, and I'm thinking of Chaya Bat Leora as well. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, darn it. I keep trying to move something. It keeps moving the wrong way. Toby?
No, I don't have anybody that, other than people suffering with mental illness and
Okay. Sephora? Al Clemens? Ah, okay. Oh, okay.
And then I have Dorothy, Marlene, Jean, David, John, and other people who do harm to others that may have a change of heart or transformed.
Okay, thank you, Susan. Sharon is also including Brady's dad. Brady is sometimes comes to our services. Marvin, anybody?
Dawn Allnut, Nelson Rispaldo, Karen Quinn.
Okay, did I miss anybody? I don't think so.
I put more names in the chat.
Oh, yes. The people, the guys who were kidnapped in Mexico, 2 of them were killed, but she's praying for the ones who were, I guess, escaped or released or whatever. And for the survivors of violence in the earthquake, and for the families of those who were killed.
And one of the identical twin Castro brothers from Texas, but I don't remember which one, has cancer, Joaquim or Julian, and I don't remember which one it is that
It's
has
the one without the
cancer.
beard.
And I can't ever remember. I can't tell them.
I can't either.
I can't. I see them and I'm like, wait a minute, which one is that?
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. Unless they tell me. It's okay, that's this one. But don't put them on at the same time, please.
Yeah.
May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. May the souls of strength who blessed the ones before us help us by Baruch atah Adonai rofei hacholim. The mourner's Kaddish. The 50,000 plus victims of the Turkish-Syrian earthquake, the 2 men that were killed in the kidnapping in Mexico, Shiron ben, my husband, the millions of coronavirus victims, victims of racial and gun violence, the Ukrainians and Russians killed in Putin's stupid war. Ellen Rose is saying Kaddish for all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, and all those killed in senseless violence. Al is praying for Tony Smith, his best friend and best man. Oh, I'm so sorry. Passed away today. Agent Orange. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Sharon is praying for Ephraim ben Usher, David Reyna, Mr. Bob, all who have no one. Tubulus Fincus. Oh, Five-ish Finkel, he passed. Yes. Is this his yard site? Love him. Yes. May his memory be for a blessing. That's Five-ish Finkel. Ziona?
Victims of violence and those who passed away from COVID and the earthquake, recent earthquake, and all recent natural disasters.
Thank you. Sharon says her mom wanted me to mention him, and I love the man. Oh, God, I loved him. Susan?
No, thank you.
No, okay. Marvin?
My mother, Adelaide Gruber, Adelea Basana, is her Jewish name.
Okay. Toby? No, okay. Al? Well, you already did that. Sephora? Rabbi Elias? Thank you. Okay. Please join me in the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgedal v'yitkedash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute. B'chayichon uv'yomechon uv'chayi dekol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulal me almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shemei dekudasha berichu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru amen. I don't have a nuts. Wish this thing wouldn't come apart on me. In lieu of not having, I should have, darn it, somewhere in here. I should have a. And I don't. In lieu of having a Purim song. Ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin, emuna shalema, be'viat HaMashiach, be'viat HaMashiach, ani ma'amin, be'viat HaMashiach. Be'viat HaMashiach, ani ma'amin. Ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin. Be'emuna shalema, be'viat HaMashiach, be'viat HaMashiach, ani ma'amin. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me today instead of Rabbi Karen. Was it Ellen? Was it you that said, this is Tuesday, right? This is
Yes. Toda rabah, Rabbi.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Bevakasha.
Shavua tov, everybody.
I'll see you again on Thursday.
Okay.
We don't wake up tomorrow thinking it's Friday.
Right. You can't watch Rabbi Steve tomorrow.
Oh.
Okay.
Shalom and